Hello and welcome back to the podcast. Today we're talking about a topic that is something that historically I didn't used to do at all, and now I'm doing it as much as I possibly can do. Take your mind out the gutters. I am, of course, talking about bulk email. So this is something that historically, when I first started the estate agent consultancy, I didn't really know too much about, in all honesty. And little story here. This is how I actually got introduced to Simon Ledbetter, who is a big friend of the show, been on the podcast a couple of times. Everyone knows Simon. He is absolutely awesome. And Simon did a piece all about bulk email and why you should be using bulk email in your business. And I actually then, off the back of that, thought, I'll give it a go. I've got a CRM system. I've got a database of email addresses. Let's send something out. As if by magic, I got some business on the back of it almost straight away. So I actually DM'd Simon on LinkedIn saying, Simon, thank you so much. I took your advice with regard to bulk email, and I've got some really great results also straight away. And like a true absolute salesman, Simon said, that's fantastic. Please, can you give me a review on my LinkedIn profile to say those words? So there you go. Learn the lesson from Simon there. If anyone who gives you any praise, straight onto the review stage. So bulk email has been a core part of our growing of our business. And it should be a core pillar of you growing your business as well. Let's get the most obvious bit out of the way. It's literally free of charge. You do not pay to send an email to anybody. So you can get it out, and it is hugely scalable in your business. Doesn't really make a difference whether you're sending an email to 5 people or 5,000 people. It's still pretty much the same process, unless you have to type all those email addresses in by hand, which hopefully you don't. So let's talk about what we should be covering in these emails and who we should be emailing. So first of all, let's look at who we should be emailing. The short answer is pretty much everybody within your database. There is value in your business in email addresses and your database. Your website's number one job is actually just to capture email addresses onto your system, so therefore you can then email them in the future. So with these email addresses of buyers, sellers, landlords in your local area, we should be emailing them on a regular occasion. Now, what is regular? So historically, as a business, we used to email out once every 6 weeks, once every 8 weeks, that sort of direction. After I saw the success of it, I was like, actually, now we can do this once a month. And then I went, actually, we're now going to do it every 2 weeks. And now I'm going, actually, we need to be doing it every week. So every Thursday, every Friday, we'll be sending out a bulk email to everyone on our database, offering value to those people. So I'd imagine, I'll place a little wager with you here, if you start doing bulk email correctly, you will start increasing that frequency of that marketing going out, because you go, actually, I'm really onto a winner here and it's working really well for my business. So therefore, why not just do it pretty much as I possibly can do, within reason, obviously. So what should we be talking about? Well, what we shouldn't be doing is selling. People can smell a sales pitch an absolute mile off. So never in a million years should you send an email out saying, oh, it's our buy one, get one free offer. It's our 1% sale. It's our whatever it may be coming up. People cringe to their bones on that sort of stuff. And they literally just put their barriers up and go, no, don't want to get sold to. Thank you very much. I'm not interested. Delete, if they even get that far. So we know we categorically should not be selling in our email account. What we should be doing, though, is offering value to anybody who is on our email list. And that is going to come in many different forms. So from an estate agency point of view, imagine your dream client who is living in their dream property. What is important to them, and what emails are they going to read where they go, this is actually bringing value to my life, and I'm actually looking forward to the one coming next week or next month off the back of it. Now, I would imagine, don't put words in your mouth here, but what is going to help them is what's going on in the local community, for example, what's going on in the local property market, what's coming up soon that might affect them and their property price as well, whether that be Bank of England base rates, for example, what's happening in the community, all these sort of things that are going to help them in the future. You can even do free giveaways. You can even do, free guides about what's happening around the local town at Christmas, free guides on selling your property. Just click this link to download it. So we're giving out value, whether that is information or actual physical items of value. We are giving. We are never really asking for anything much back. We're just giving without any sort of will to get back on the future, but that will come back in time. So we know we want to be offering out value to people within our network, and we know we want to be communicating in a regular basis. That's a really good place to start. One thing that I found works really well is having some sort of call to action or some sort of button to click on your email address. So when you're sending out your bulk emails, at the very bottom normally or halfway through, there'll be some sort of button that says, click here to learn more, or click here to listen to our podcast, or click here to watch the video, or click here to find out more about this event. I would always see that as a little wave over in your direction to say, yeah, I'm potentially interested in this sort of stuff in the future. I see your emails, I read your emails, and I trust you enough to click that button as well. That's like a little sort of micro suggestion that you are on the radar and you will be considered to sell the home in the future. Because, as we talked about in other episodes so far, the biggest issue you've got as a business, does anybody even know who you are to start off with? So they're reading your emails and seeing your name or your business's name appear in their email inbox on a regular basis. That's a really good place to be. So to make sure as many people click those buttons as possible, we want to offer out as much value as we possibly can do into the local area. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of a cheat sheet here. ChatGPT can be your best friend. Now, not only for writing the email, though you should go over it and make it sound less ChatGPT-esque, most certainly. But with regard to the value add, there's so many things that you can provide through AI which can make you look like a bigger organization and offer more value off the back of it. So, for example, I could jump onto ChatGPT right now, for example, and go, write me a guide for all the top places to see Father Christmas in Winchester this year. Go. And it will go, right, here's the top 10 places to see Father Christmas in Winchester. It's this place, it's that place. Fantastic. Let's make that into a PDF guide and offer that out on our email address. Hi, everybody. It's Christmas coming soon. We're really excited about it. We're really, got the Christmas tree up in the office already, for example. What we've created for you is actually top 10 places to see Father Christmas this year because you think your kids might see this. Download this link on this button and you can get a free copy from there. Awesome. Thank you very much. We just offered value out into our local area as well. Those of you that are super smart will also offer that out on your social media and then put a little note on there saying, like this post if you want to get our free guide, for example. And anybody who likes that post, you then direct message them saying, thanks for liking our post about our free guide about XYZ. What's your email address? I'll send it over to you. And therefore, you're growing your email database off the back of your offering out that value as well in the local area. So studies show the bigger your email address account is, the more money you make as a business. So you should be gathering people's email addresses like no one's business and staying in communication with them as much as possible. I still now remember my first bulk email I sent out, and I think it went to about 1,000 people. And I was expecting not a lot of jip back, but I thought I'd get at least a couple of sort of shirty emails saying, please unsubscribe me, or why are you emailing me this, and whatever it may be. I don't think I've ever had one. And I think I'm up to probably at about 50,000 emails, as in number of people receiving emails from myself. And I've never had one email back saying, what are you sending me, basically? So put your fears to one side about what you think people might say back to you. Trust me, they'll be pleased to receive an email from yourself if it offers them value in their local area. So if you keep that in mind, that's a really great place to be. So tip number one is make sure you've got some sort of call to action button, something they can click on, because within most email platforms, you can monitor not only the open rate on the emails, but also what percentage then click on the button as well. And you can then look at all the people that have clicked on that button. Again, that's like a little wave at your estate agency business to say, yeah, I see you. I see what you're doing. On top of that as well, what's really good is to add a PS at the end of emails. It's one of the main things that people actually read on emails is anything you put in the PS section. So you've got a really important message or some sort of teaser, put it in the PS side of things as well. And the final thing I'd always look at is emails are only good if people actually open them. If they never open them, then they're not great in the grand scheme of things. So put a lot of work into your subject line for your email. So lots of people, the expression goes, 80% of your budget is spent after the headline sort of thing. Well, that is your headline. Your headline is your subject. So put a lot of work into the subject line about how you think people are actually going to read it, create intrigue, so then click through into the email. You don't want to go, please, newsletter 001. No one's going to click on that. If you go, house prices are changing in your area, see how this affects you, they might be like, oh, okay, that kind of is directly kind of linked to myself, and I may then click onto that. Test it over time. You can do A/B testing in lots of platforms as well, but basically you want to get a subject title that entices people to then click on your email and look further through it. If you're struggling for any kind of imagination on that side of things, jump over to ChatGPT, paste in the whole email and say, I'm struggling to think of a subject line for this email. Please give me 30 options. Great. It'll bang those out really, really quickly. Pick or edit the one that you think sounds the best and then go for that. So these tools are there to help you on that side of things as well. But if you're not doing bulk email at the moment, trust me when I say you're missing a trick. You should be doing this on a regular basis. I would say every estate agent listening to this at the moment should be doing a bulk email every single month as an absolute minimum. If you're doing it every quarter, you probably need to bring that forward. Every month is probably the bare minimum we should be doing, and that should be going to all your database, landlords, buyers, sellers, tenants, the whole shebang sort of thing should be hearing yourself offering value out into the local area. So without any further ado, thank you for joining me today. Hopefully that's given you a kind of a little push in the right direction with regard to the bulk email side of things. And hopefully you can learn the lessons that's taken me a little while to learn myself about how valuable this can be for your business. Hope you have an amazing day, and I'll catch up with you on the next episode. See you soon. Bye-bye.